Only just from one time, don't you? Oh my goodness.
Great. This is the most efficient, effective lost and found in the world. We know exactly what comes in, and we know exactly what goes out. Lost and found all over say proudly. No proof. They don't say no blame praise. We got 30% return rate. They say good. You know what? We get 2,000 items a month. We've got an 80% return rate, and we can prove it. Now, how does that work? I'm going to tell you how it works. No, they read Edwardian novels. What the hell? Yes, they do. Right. I'll tell you how that plays out in solving crimes, and it does. Remember these skylights, because when you get off these elevators, you're going to take a couple of trips. When you get off, you're going to be in a room, look right, look out of a window, you'll be looking down on all these skylights. Okay, heads up. Right, where we're here to learn something about the railroad. Okay. Right, where we are now, the press know about it, even though they haven't been here. And they'll report in the newspaper, on the radio and TV, when there's a storm or whatever, they'll say, all the chieftains of the railroad were meeting in the bunker or the war room. No, they're almost right. This is actually called the situation room. When there is a critical situation on this railroad, get it? Where there's the blackout that encompasses the entire East Coast up and down. 9/11, a hurricane is coming through, etc. A blizzard. All the big chieftains, all the big machas of the railroad are all sitting around here. The president's over there. We have the head of the police department, the track department, rolling stock, which is all the trains, buildings and bridges and structures and signals, and every department, police department and press office, and they're all over here trying to figure out how to run a railroad when you can't run a railroad. Literally, actually, when you can't. We give them safety vests, we give them bullhorns and tons of radio equipment, and we send them down there in the throngs of tens of thousands of customers in case there's a question that maybe the PA system isn't addressing. Where you see a white line, there is no train on that track. Got it? Where you see a red line, there is a train on that track. Where you see a long green line, that means the way has been made. It means all the switches are in place for that train to travel along that track. Got it? Okay. Now, where you see a purple line, blue line, gold line, tell me what else I'm missing out there. That means there's no train on that track, but that track is being reserved. We could have an inspection train coming over there, a longer train, a VIP train over there, there's track work being done. Got it? Okay, nice. On that entire system that you're looking at, we have over 2,000 switches. Do not step off. There's electrified 600-volt third rail. There are trains passing by. Get it? Because you know what'll happen? You'll die. But worse than that, I'll be fired. You are standing on the most historic train station in the United States. This place. To this day, it is the most important and critical train station in this place. I'm going to tell you why. Arrived here in late 1945 and hasn't moved since. Got it. A lot of things we don't know about it. First of all, we know it's not ours. The letters and things end with an X, which means that it's not owned by this railroad. Got it. And also it seems awfully heavy and thick to us to carry horses or even private automobiles. One thing we actually couldn't figure out, and we'll get you nice people around here safely so you can look at it, are the trucks, the wheel assemblies. We never saw anything like this before. We couldn't figure out how it operates. We repair, we build them. And it was a mystery to us. Right. It always made, if we didn't know, always made a romantic story. Well, who knows? Could be FDR's train. So we'll just say, well, who knows? Could be. Secret Service agent Richard Staropoli, who was just I didn't do this, who was just assigned. His project was to declassify the records between FDR and the Secret Service. On some show or something, saw me doing it, called me up, came down here with a battalion of Secret Service agents, crawling all over it, determined this. Number one, it is virtually armor clad. Not virtually, it is armor clad. Got it. Number two, where those plates are up there, if they're hit by gun butts, they pop out and they form gun turrets. Got it. They brought with them President Bush's car point man. Right. This is a person whose only job is to see whether the presidential limousine will fit on a helicopter, in a ship, in a train car, etc. And determine those extra wide doors and had the measurements of a Pierce arrow, and it fit real nice. Good. Then what we actually, okay, the zero, well, I'll get to this later. The suspension systems. He knew immediately what they were. No mystery to him. Those suspension systems do exist on FDR's other train cars. He had no muscular, because he had polio, he had like no musculature below his waist. You sit on a train, besides going forwards and backwards, you would jostle a little bit to the left or right. Yeah, it's called lateral motion. Not his train. If his train had lateral motion, he would literally flop over in a seat, in a car seat. His suspension systems were so built that it would arrest lateral motion. But as you people may know or don't know, that energy has to go someplace. Right. So you see those massive leaf springs. It would convert that lateral motion, push it into a soft up and down movement, which he could manage very nicely. Good. Also, 002. There was another one of these train cars. Whenever FDR would go out on a mission or whatever, one would be, they use it to this day with presidential limousines, one would be a decoy. Right. The other one, just what happened to it, nobody knows. It does not exist. Yes? This is the last one that exists. Put it all together, this is FDR's train car.